So in the past year, we've all seen, lens technology really advanced. Looking at extended depth of focus, trifocal technology, toric lens technology. So how have you guys seen that impact how you talk to patients?
You can have a general conversation with the patient, and because there's more options, I can have that conversation with more patients, but I'm not really being specific about which IOL I'm choosing for that patient, because there's so much nuance to it, and the patient, I think, at the end of the day, kind of wants you to make that call for them.
Let's say there's more technology to choose from, so you have a better chance of meeting that patient's expectations, because you have more tools in your pocket.
Absolutely, and that's where hearing what they have to say and what their visual goals are can tailor that conversation to really zeroing in on what I think is going to be the best one.
But there's so many great options, it becomes hard knowing which one to choose sometimes. Do you make a big jump over to a new technology? Do you stay with what you know? Sometimes it's like I could probably choose 3 or 4 different technologies and the patient's gonna do fine.
We have the privilege of having a lot of great options, but that does require us to dive pretty deep into the data before we would make a switch and really look at where are still the unmet needs for improvement. The technologies we have out there are great right now, but there's always room for new entrants and better technology. We're all looking for better technologies and ways to move the needle.
In general, of talking to surgeons and seeing my own patients, I would say that still one of the biggest complaints is the glare at night, even though it's much better than previous generations. And then there is this rare bird I see sometimes that they don't have really, they see pretty good, but they don't feel like they see good.
The way I break it down for patients, I say there's basically 4 different kinds of vision. There's near, intermediate, distance, and night vision. And so I ask them what their goals are. If night vision is really important, that is going to weigh into how much dysphotopsia I'm going to be willing to, implant in that patient. I'm surprised every day at patients who insist they want full range of vision correction, and maybe some of our preconceived notions about who is a patient who wants, full range of vision, maybe those notions are not correct, because everybody, to be honest, wants to see.
Right, they all want it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I've seen all walks of life. Like some people come in, I tell them they have cataracts and they have an opportunity to get out of glasses with the lens that we use and put inside their eye. They're totally surprised, they had no idea. And they're like, wait, I won't have to wear glasses anymore? Right. And it's like, they're so excited.
In our practice, as far as presbyopia correcting IOLs, for us, we're probably maybe 10%.
For true trifocal technology, I'd say it's roughly 18 to 20% in our practice.
So in my practice, it would be probably about 10% presbyopia correction, and maybe another 15% that are either monovision or some combination of astigmatism correction or monovision.
In my practice, I do about 10% trifocal IOLs. I don't do as many EDOFs.
And I don't think it's a race to see how many presbyopia correcting lenses. It actually shows a sign of conservatism and thoughtfulness if you're thoughtful about who you put them in, because what you don't want is to shoot the moon and recommend it for everybody and have a bunch of unhappy patients. That defeats the whole purpose.
And that's exactly right. The more happy, successful presbyopia correcting patients, lens patients that are out there, that's going to grow the market. I think that's great for everybody. The trifocal options in the US have always lagged behind Europe. And we can look across the pond at Europe and see what technology is being utilized so that when technology does come to the US, we have a major advantage in terms of understanding how technology is going to work and what the advantages might be. What's
great about some of the European platforms, they might have a totally new lens platform we've never seen. Let's say a haptic design, let's say the BVI one has 4 arms for that haptic that really makes it stable. And so now you have a whole new platform that then is maybe better suited. It's built on trifocality in and of itself. So it's built differently with a different mind.
It's not a bolt-on.
Right.
It's actually designed for that technology specifically.
Yeah, they've had a little more freedom to develop novel technologies and get them to market. So more R&D has gone into it. Yes, we're lucky that we have some trifocals. We need more trifocals in the US. And hopefully we'll take some of the best technology that we have in Europe and be like, okay, well, if that's a real winner in Europe, let's bring it here.
What's interesting, I feel like the fine vision lens was like the first trifocal that we heard about. It's sort of the Europeans, when that launched, and we were stuck in this bifocal era, and to hear the Europeans at the meetings just sort of laugh at us and like, oh, you're still talking bifocal, and we have this trifocal. I remember just thinking fine vision. It was all that you would hear.
Who developed the fine vision lens? Do you know?
Is it Physiol? I'm trying to think, is it Physiol? Yeah, Physiol Fine Vision, who was then acquired by BVI.
Yeah, I think it is held up very well head-to-head with other platforms. And
Yeah,
so,
it stood the test of time,
Yeah.
right? The fine vision lens we've heard about in Europe for a long
yes.
time, and it
from
is
very good European colleagues that
Yeah.
you would trust. They
it's a
will tell
go-to
you.
lens.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
When I look at evaluating a new technology, there are a number of factors that come into play. Number one, I have to trust the company that is behind the technology. It's important to be able to look towards the experience of others. If one of my friends or someone I really trust, tells me this is legit, really good technology, I'm willing to give it a shot.
We've created, I think, a really unique culture in ophthalmology where we're comfortable sharing our challenges with our colleagues. And so it's so important to hear your colleagues' endorsement and where to use a certain technology, but also those slip-ups or pitfalls of where maybe not to use it. It takes a few patients and a few experiences to see a little bit of the range of the technology and experience it in your own hands, your own patients.
And when we're introduced with new technology, we all have to go through this kind of like checklist internally. Like, number one, is it safe for the patient? Am I going to be able to use it? Do I have the skill set to use it properly? Does it make sense? Is it going to be too much work for my team? What's the financial obligation to do this? You got to go through all of these things, but you got to always put like, is this good for the patients at the forefront?
Be aware that no technology is perfect, but have set expectations, understand the use case, understand the unmet needs that you're trying to address, and pick your spot. You don't need to try everything that's new because you'll drive everyone in your practice crazy, but find an unmet need, find a technology that you think is a winner, just like picking a stock or something, try that, and then move forward.
You want to, increase your chance of success by choosing the right patient. Don't overshoot. Don't try to, hit a home run in a really hard situation. Choose an easy patient.
Yes.
Choose layups first and make it simple. And I think that gives the technology the best chance. I think a lot of times we fail because we've probably utilized it maybe when in a situation that we shouldn't have.
I, as the youngest person here, I think for the young surgeons, I would advise to start trying new things early. As you're learning and you're getting comfortable with your techniques, you can incorporate new things and start really learning what you like rather than just what you were taught.
Yeah, that's a great point. You set those practice patterns up early of being an innovator and trying new things and not getting stuck in your ways. And
to old friends, we've known each other for so long, and but new technology. I love innovating with all you all, and having this evening discussing how this new tech is coming to market, how we can best utilize it. It's been so great. So, toast to all of you.